Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka, TOCNS. I am, once again, befuddling in my brain. Anyway, this show is an amalgam of, pardon me. This show is an amalgam of strange, weird, bizarre, off-the-wall, and otherwise things you don't normally see anymore from most news sources these days. During a time of political overabundance and divisiveness, we present you with more unifying topics to discuss for the most part. For links to the articles, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and I am joined by...
The Slayer.
And Protoblob.
Welcome. Anyway, let's jump on into the news today, shall we? And these first two articles were found by one of you two, right? Let me double check here. You posted it in the actual news channel on our Discord server, Blob. So, you want to read these for us?
I don't have it up here, but
okay. Well, I have it up on my share screen if you want. I also, if Brandos wants to, or I can take it.
But you already had scrolled down. Okay, Germany calls for fireworks ban after attacks on rescue services.
Dang.
Chancellor, that's Olaf Scholz, condemns incidents on New Year's Eve in which firefighters and police officers were targeted. The German Police and Firefighters Union have called for a ban on personal fireworks on New Year's Eve as the Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, condemned incidents of rescue services being targeted with firecrackers and rockets.
Wow.
Groups of inebriated individuals setting off their own firework displays are a familiar sight on German streets at Silvester, that's New Year's Eve, with shops allowed to sell not only sparklers but also small rockets, fountains and firecrackers during the last 3 days of the year. And, also they start burning the fireworks already 10 days early sometimes, so they have some leftovers from last year, by the way. Anyway, after their sale was banned for 2 years to avoid overburdening hospitals during the COVID-19 pandemic, German cities this year again echoed with the bang, whiz and pop of consumer fireworks, causing an unusually high number of injuries and some fatalities. In the capital, Berlin, authorities reported 33 injured police officers and firefighters on more than 1,700 missions carried out on the evening of the 31st of December 2022.
And I'm going to cut you off there. So for further reading on this article, please refer to the underbar of the description. Give them the foot traffic. They put in the work to make these. We're just reading these for you. But that is truly awful. So the emergency responders are being targeted, like they're shooting fireworks at them, is what you're saying. Like, that is... Why are we weaponizing fireworks, or they weaponizing fireworks, in that way? This is insanity, dude. Like...
Well, I don't have any information on why that's happening. But there was a crime a few years ago where someone pointed a firework at someone else and then shot it, and that guy was in the Aktenzeichen XY show, that case where they hunt for criminals, similar to Crime Watch or whatever it's called, America's Most Wanted. And but this year it seems that this happens a lot more.
Yeah, well, there's tensions all around the world, of course. The past couple of years have been really crazy, and banning fireworks and all that stuff, I understand why, but all that's doing is creating a black market and removing that from a taxable income source. So it's not going to be solving anything, and in fact, it'll just be causing more of a problem. So it might actually reduce the amount of situations like this, but there's other problems that stem up. Cut off one head, threes appear. So.
Yeah, speaking of cutting off hands, German fireworks are heavily regulated, so they should not cause injuries when properly used. But if you have illegal fireworks from abroad that are not certified under the German standards, then of course there's no control if they are safe to use.
Exactly, that coincides with what I just said. You make it illegal for fireworks, then that removes, the people in Germany to actually manufacture German legal fireworks because they're now illegal. So it's going to be reliant on the black market, which is out of country, and it's going to end up, with the unregulated ones that are more dangerous, as you said. So
Yeah.
but let's move on up here. We got one from BBC News. Do you want to read this one as well, or do you want Bratos to, or I can take it?
You can take it.
Okay. We have the Ghanaian giant reported to be the world's tallest man, and that is a tall guy right there.
That is one tall boy right there.
Yeah. It says here, a local hospital in northern Ghana told 29-year-old Sulema Abdul Samid during one of his recent checkups that he had reached the height of 9 feet 6 inches. Whoa! So wow. This would make him the tallest man in the world, but there was a catch. The rural clinic could not be sure of his height because it did not have the correct measuring tools. Diagnosed with gigantism a few years ago, the young man was attending a monthly appointment to deal with the complications of living as a giant when he was asked to stand straight at a measuring rod. A shock nurse told him, quote, "You've grown taller than the scale," end quote. Well, that's not good. Better known to everyone by his nickname Aoshi, which means let's go. Hey, let's go, Aoshi. In Hausa, he was bemused by the spectacle he was causing. He was not surprised to hear he was taller, given he has never stopped growing, but it caused concentration for the staff. Consternation? Consternation. I've never heard that word. Yeah, I gotta look that up here. Hold on a second. Consternation. Feelings of anxiety or dismay, typically at something unexpected. Oh, well, look at that. We learned something new. So it caused that for the staff who were not prepared for such a scenario. The duty nurse called out to her colleague, who in turn called out to another for help. Before long, a group of nurses and health assistants gathered to solve the puzzle of determining his height. One suggested they find a pole and use it as an extension above their stick to measure his height, and this is how they arrived at their estimate. So yeah, that is not an actual measuring tool, but still, he's a tall guy. You can tell, that's an angle, but here we go. So you have a guy, he's standing on a thing, and then he's up there and he's barely getting it. So he's a tall guy, dude. So, yeah. But yeah, as I said in the previous article, for further reading, please refer to the underbar of the description. It goes on here. Expanding tongue. Huh. I don't know, what's going on with his back. That doesn't look good. So, but yeah, no, he is massively tall. So, yeah, let's move on up. This is, from OMNI Central, man who dreamed of becoming a wolf spends $23,000 on hyper-realistic costume. You have that much money, you're gonna spend it on that? Dude, invest in, stocks or something, man. Wait another year, be smart about it. In a year, $23,000 would be nothing, but, that's a lot of money. Oh, Japan. Okay, well, that explains things. A Japanese man reportedly spent a whopping 3 million yen, or $23,000, on a handmade wolf costume to fulfill his dream of becoming a wolf. This is starting to sound like one of these litter box in a bathroom stories at grade schools. Zeppet, a Japanese company specializing in special effects and special modeling, made international news headlines last year when it revealed that it had created a special dog suit for a client who had always wanted to live like a dog. The high-quality rough collie dog costume, which Zeppet claims was designed to adapt human anatomy to that of a canine, got a lot of attention after going viral on Twitter. Recently, that same company announced that they had received an even more challenging order from a person who wanted to live out their fantasy of becoming a wolf. So, yeah, that's the suit right there. That is rather realistic. So, especially the head. It is amazing what they can do with costume designs. And all the internet people here are just screaming a certain F word, and I know, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on up here. More from Odyssey Central. Brados. Do you want to take this one?
Oh, yeah, sure. Artist uses real flower petals to create intricate fairy dresses.
Huh?
Ooh, sounds interesting. Wow. If you think about... Well, actually, sorry. I'm gonna start a little bit above that. Momotsuki, a 20-year-old artist from Japan, blends her love of gardening and fantasy into a unique art form she calls named fairy dress. If you think about it, flowers make perfect dresses for fairies, but you need the skill and imagination to turn them into functional garments. And Momotsuki, the talented artist behind the fairy dress brand, has plenty of both. A passionate gardener with over 14 years of experience, the 20-year-old woman had the brilliant idea to combine her passion for plants with her love of fantasy, fairies in particular. She uses flowers like pansies, morning glories, roses, and carnations to create beautiful dresses that any fairy would call herself lucky to wear.
Yeah. Look at that. That's pretty cool, actually.
Wow, that is.
A human in that would actually look pretty good, you know? Let's see if there's a... Oh, that's cool.
Oh, she makes
wow.
little mini scaled ones. That's cool.
Yeah, no, these are made from actual flower petals to make tiny little dresses for fairies.
Cool.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. So that's cool. So they have the flowers in the background that they're using. So whatever these are, they're using those. They're using these things. Sunflowers, huh? Sunflower dress. That's cool.
Whoa.
Good.
That is pretty neat.
But yeah. Let's move on up here. More from Audio Central. We have a medical center mistakenly notifies thousands of patients that they have cancer for Christmas. Whoopsie. Imagine scrolling through your inbox a couple days before Christmas, casually reading heartwarming holiday wishes, and then seeing a message from your medical center notifying that you have aggressive cancer. Oh, that's a heart dumper right there. Forget totally ruining someone's holidays. This is the kind of message that could cause someone a heart attack, or at least a panic attack. Sending one person such a message by mistake would be considered a serious error, but sending that message to thousands of patients is nothing short of a catastrophe. The Asker Medical Practice in Doncaster, UK has around 8,000 patients, and it is believed that on December 23rd, it accidentally sent a cancer notification to most, if not all of them. The text informed recipients that they had aggressive lung cancer with metastasis and advised them to fill out a special form for people with terminal diseases. Holy shit. That's, yeah, that'd be my face too. What?
I was gonna say, that's a big oopsie.
Merry Christmas. We will not meet you next year.
Yeah.
That ain't just an oopsie. That's that's like something you're never gonna recover your career from.
Yeah.
That's...
Hopefully, we hear more about this later, like the aftermath, that they can calm everybody. Hopefully nobody got a heart attack. Like, hopefully this didn't really cause any serious issues. So.
That's as long as it didn't cause any serious issues, then it's fine. And as long as hopefully everybody who found out knows it was a mistake, that it was not intentional, it was just by accident.
Yeah. But this kind of reminds me about that incident with the missile out in Hawaii.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Anyway, well, let's move on up here. If anybody wants to take over, feel free to talk. We have a homeless man who built his own fairy tale castle was now forced to tear it down. That is mean. A French homeless man who built his own intricate castle out of recycled foam after losing his apartment has been notified by authorities to tear it down because it poses a danger. David, a 53-year-old former animator from Toulouse, France, has been homeless for over a year after reportedly losing his apartment to squatting. Oh man, squatters' laws really got to go. With nowhere else to go, he had no choice but to sleep in a tent on the outskirts of Torin-Foyle, a town on the banks of the Touche River. One day, an old woman stopped in front of his tent and said, "That's not very clean," so he decided to upgrade his temporary abode to something more visibly appealing. Using his experience as an animator, he steadily built himself a fairy tale castle out of recycled and painted blocks of foam found in dumpsters. Before long, his home became a popular attraction for both children and adults. So he built it like, a little fairy tale, thing. It kind of looks like it's haunted because it's covered in, webbing and such, but that's pretty cool. Says here, although everyone seems to be in awe of David's talents, local authorities are not impressed. On Christmas Eve, they sent the homeless person a rather inappropriate gift, a letter notifying him that he needed to dismantle his castle as soon as possible. The backlash from the locals has convinced officials to extend David's deadline, but they insist that the man's home will have to be destroyed. So, I can understand, but, like, serving that up on Christmas Eve, dude, like, seriously, that is, like, really heartless. There's been a lot of heartless things we've spoken about on this show, and this is easily in the top 10. Like, that is absolutely disgusting. The guy is homeless. He lost his apartment to a freaking squatter. You know? Like, give the guy a break, bro. Come on. So.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Also,
leave the man alone.
Artist to dismantle his work. That's just horrible.
Yeah. Anyway. Mr. Brados, do you want to take this one here?
Yes, I will take it. 2 Brits dead in Australia after helicopters collide in midair over SeaWorld Resort.
Oh, man.
Oh. Eesh. 2 British citizens were among 4 deceased. Whatever. Actually, never mind. I'll just say it as it is. Among 4 killed after a midair helicopter crash in Australia. 3 others were also critically injured in the collision, which drew emergency aid from beachgoers near the SeaWorld theme park at a tourist hotspot known as Main Beach on the Gold Coast. That's just...
Wow.
One hopicopter. Oh my god. One helicopter appeared... Yeah. One helicopter appeared to have been taking off and the other landing when they crashed, said Gary Worrell, Queensland State Police acting inspector. Those who died were reportedly all in the same helicopter, and 2 of them were UK citizens, said the Foreign Office this evening.
All right.
And after...
Yeah, so we'll cut it off there, because I don't know how much... Well, there's
Yeah.
quite a substantial bit longer, but...
Yeah, there's a lot.
But that is awful. So, like, the story got worse. It started with 2 and 2 Brits, but there's 4 dead. So, that's awful. Like, you know, and this is reported on January 2nd, earlier today. So I wonder when the actual crash happened. I'm just doing a quick scan here. But maybe... Or did it say in the area that we read that happened earlier?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay. Well...
Yeah, I'm not sure if it did or not.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, it's still an awful incident. And, you know, obviously, you know, our best wishes go out to the families, you know, and whatnot. And that's a really rough start of the new year. You know, dying in a helicopter.
Yeah,
you know what? That reminds me of something that happened 2 years ago. Who died in a helicopter crash 2 years ago?
Oh, Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Old Kobe Bryant.
And many years ago, I think in 2007, Colin McRae also died in a helicopter crash.
I'm going to correct myself. 3 years ago. We're in 2023, so it's been 3 years. So.
Yes.
This is one that's interesting. Blob, do you want to talk about Doctor Who?
Right. Lost Doctor Who episodes brought back using cartoons to mark 60th anniversary. To mark the sci-fi show's 60th anniversary this year, 2 stories from the 1960s are to be drawn and released on Blu-ray and DVD. Lost Doctor Who episodes are being brought back to life using cartoons and color, also they repeat themselves. To mark the sci-fi shows, we already... they are William Hartnell's penultimate story, The Smugglers, and Patrick Troughton's third adventure, The Underwater Menace. Both 4-part stories were originally transmitted by the BBC before film prints were sold overseas, and the original tapes were destroyed. Episodes 2 and 3 of The Underwater Menace have been recovered, but only brief clips from the Smuggler's story exist. An insider said, fans have been delighted as the show's 4th season has been slowly restored through animated episodes.
Oh, dang, yeah, like, I've heard about that, you know, like, there's so many, you know, like, in the early days of TV, like, so many shows that were taped over or lost in one way or another.
That was in the 1990s when they destroyed the Doctor Who tapes. That's not the early days.
Well, yeah, but I've been saying, like, you know, like, there's a lot of cases like this. And what's really cool about this story is that they're actually doing something to bring things back so people can actually see it again. You know, so it won't just be, you know, a lost bookmark in the annals of history that only, you know, one or two generations knew about, you know? Because, like, there are people who actually saw it, you know, on TV, but they don't exist, you know, outside of that medium anymore because, you know, as you said, the tapes were destroyed and such. But in this situation, they're bringing it back in some kind of way, and it's gonna give the ability for people to view it, not just again, but, you know, it'll be saved this time, hopefully. So this is phenomenal. This is awesome.
There's a lot.
He is, you know.
There's a lot of lost media also that's just being discovered again. Like we had the Sesame Street episode with the Wicked Witch of the West, and also some Macy's Day Parade, and even the entire Nickelodeon opening of whatever that was in 1993, the new studio in Orlando, Florida. They had a 3-hour show, and there was half an hour of it known, but then the full video was found eventually. And there's a lot more of lost media that might be found again.
Yeah, and like there's this one YouTube channel, I don't remember who, but there's many YouTube channels, but there's one I'm talking about specifically that like he does a lot of deep dives and talks about lost media and whatnot. And there was this one instance, you know, somewhere else, like I actually found, like, through my own stumbling, the original like conversation and such, like, you know, on a message board about like trying to find this one piece of lost media of like some kind of vampire or something. It's some kind of cartoon, and and it has been found and posted on YouTube and it's findable again now. I wish I remembered exactly what it was, but I remember it's like an old black and white cartoon or something, and some kind of guy like appears out of somewhere or says something weird, or I don't know.
So El Supersonic Q also does a lot of lost media videos. Maybe it was him or one of the other lost media guys. Who knows?
I don't know. But let's continue on here. We have more from the Mirror. Jeremy Renner lost serious amount of blood as horror accident details emerge. I don't know who Jeremy Renner is. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, serious amount of blood. This is not good. Marvel star Jeremy Renner lost a serious amount of blood after a snowplow accidentally ran over one of his legs in a horror incident, according to new reports. Holy crap. Oh, that's not good. A snowplow? Yeah. Oh, that thing chewed it up. The 51-year-old actor was airlifted to hospital after he was left in a critical but stable condition on Sunday when the safety feature of his snowcat plow reportedly failed and sent it rolling over one of his legs. Oh, Hawkeye, no! Now it has been reported that Hawkeye star has been plowing the road close to his family property near the Mount Rose Ski Tahoe Resort near Lake Tahoe, which is approximately 25 miles from Reno, Nevada. I don't know why they're doxing him. Jeremy is reported to have been trying to clear the route out for his family following a massive storm on New Year's Eve. According to reports, a snow-clad plowing machine was said to be responsible for the actor's injuries, causing him to lose a lot of blood and suffer extensive injuries to his leg and other parts of his bodies. So it's not just a snowplow, it's a friggin' machine. So
yeah.
So It sounds like he didn't get thrashed, he got crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay. Well, dang, dude. Like,
wow.
I hope for you to have a successful recovery. I know it's not going to be speedy, so I'm just going to say successful. So.
Yeah.
That leg might. I don't know how bad the injuries are, but that leg might sustain permanent damage.
Yeah, he might need to start shooting bows and arrows with a crutch now. Like, I'm not even making a joke. I'm just trying to figure out if he's going to be in the MCU anymore. Like, you know, how are they going to, how are they going to play that in? Is he always going to be sitting somewhere? Like, I don't know. Anyway, from UPI or UPI, Brados, do you want to talk about this article from UPI?
Yes, I'm wouldn't hurt. A lost wallet returned to West Virginia woman 54 years later.
Wow.
On December 30th, Opie, a West Virginia woman, was reunited with her long-lost wallet after losing the item at a school dance nearly 55 years earlier.
Whoa, dang.
Sharon Day said she was 16 years old when she lost her wallet at a Fayetteville High School dance. Why are they doxing her? Are they doxing people? What the heck? In 1968, and never expected to see the item or its contents again. The school closed permanently in 2019, and workers with New River Contracting said were surprised when a wallet fell out of some ductwork while they were renovating the building to become apartments. Bradley Scott, owner of the contracting company, said the duct had been bolted shut for decades and contained several other long-lost items.
I'm gonna end the reading there. So
Yep.
yeah, like, you know, because we were reading this and like I remember reporting on a story very much like this, and it's not the same story. It was this lady had lost her purse when she was in high school, and then like many years later, they were like you know, changing the lockers, and they found her purse behind the locker, and then gave it to her. So like things like this, you know, they do happen. They are rare, but you know, this is really cool. You know, like, but what makes me wonder is how the hell did her wallet get in the duct? You know,
That is a good question.
like, did somebody steal it and put it up there to retrieve it later, or were they drunk and like they threw their their wallets into the ducts? What's going on? You know.
Or
Maybe
that
it
if, by mistake, just dropped the wallet.
Maybe it was one of those floor ducts, you know.
Maybe.
So, but that's cool. She got her wallet, 54 years later. So, nice.
It's weird to think that she had just a small, only a few inch folded over piece of leather. You'd think they'd just have a large purse.
Well, hey Brado, so
Very
this is
unusual.
another one. Like, I think I'd like you to read this one too, if you don't mind. It involves cats, and so yeah,
Cat moment.
yeah.
Veterinarians remove 38 hair ties from a cat's stomach.
Ugh.
Damn cats. December 30th, an ailing cat brought to a South Carolina animal hospital is recovering after veterinary surgeons removed 38 hair ties from the feline's stomach.
Jesus.
Oh my god. Jeez. The Charleston Animal Society said a cat named Juliet was brought in by a member of the public who reported the feline had been left outside a home when the former residents moved out of state. Carers noticed that Juliet was becoming lethargic and not eating after a couple of weeks, and a radiograph discovered she had an unusual blockage in her stomach. Lee Jamieson, Associate Director of Veterinary Care for the Charleston Animal Society, said the surgical team was stunned to discover the blockage was 38 hair ties swallowed by the cat.
That is crazy. Like, I didn't think the story was going to go that way. I thought it was just like a negligent owner or something, but that makes me wonder, like, how the hell was an outside cat? Why was it eating hair ties? Where was it getting it from? Like what? How? Like,
Talk about a lack of responsibility for hair ties.
That's what I also wonder.
yeah, I mean, like,
how do you do that? How do you manage to get a cat to eat a freaking hair tie? That doesn't seem like something a cat would try to gnaw on.
yeah, that's weird. You know, like, it makes you wonder, like, did it confuse like a whole package of hair ties for a mouse and just like ate it whole, or what? Like, that's
strange.
That's weird. So, like, yeah, dang. So,
Very odd.
but yeah, no, like, this is for anybody who owns a cat. Like, you know, like, keep your eye on that thing. You know, you eat random stuff, gnaw on wires. You know, cats are just animals, and they'll do things, and they don't understand. So.
Yeah, cats are not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Nope. Says here, we got more from Oopie. Man eats at 18 Michelin-starred restaurants in 24 hours. Okay.
He had big hunger.
Big hunger. A New York foodie broke a Guinness World Record by dining at 18 Michelin-starred restaurants in 24 hours. Eric Finkelstein, at the age of 34, said his interest in dining out spiked when he moved back to New York in 2021, and a Discord group he joined about city restaurants brought his attention to the Guinness World Record for most Michelin-starred restaurants visited in 24 hours. Of course, Discord. So,
it's only Discord.
Quote, "I love the idea," Finkelstein told Guinness World Records. "It combined my loves of eating, interesting food, working towards a checklist, and working towards something silly," end quotes. Don't we all? Finkelstein said the attempt took months of planning and working to align reservations at some of the more in-demand eateries. The food fan started his attempt at Le Pavillon in Midtown and ended at Sushi Bar in Noda. So that's cool. All right, then.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Hopefully you recorded it. That'd be an interesting video or a vlog to read or watch or something, Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wonder what the total price is of that food.
Oh, I bet it was... Oh, I bet that was steep.
Yeah, well, it says here he spent $494 on the food, not counting for the tax or tips, and it caused him to consume about 5,000 calories in one day.
Oh, that's not much.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So
that's nothing.
He paced himself. That's what he did.
Yeah,
he ate the normal amount of... because that's a very normal amount of food to eat in a day. It's 5,000 calories. That's fairly normal.
No, but he essentially only bought small things, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He paced himself. He ate only like little things, So he didn't have 18 meals, in one day. That's insane.
Yeah, I didn't.
So.
Oh, that'd be. He'd be out of his mind for that.
Yeah, same as somebody who would do a 10-hour live stream, with only a week to plan. That would be insane.
Yeah, that would just be astronomical.
Wait, that sounds familiar.
Xander. Yeah, that does sound very familiar. Well, at least we'll have more prep time for the next time.
We would have big respect for such a streamer.
Wait,
this time we got a whole 363 days to plan this time.
Yeah. From NPR, it says here, here's what 2023 has in store as predicted by experts in 1923. So let's see what people 100 years ago had to say about us, since we've been talking about them for a while. So it says, forget flying cars. When scientists and sociologists in 1923 offered predictions for what life might look like in 100 years, their visions were more along the lines of curly-haired men, 4-hour workdays, 300-year-old people, and watch-sized radio telephones. That's according to Paul Fieri, a researcher and instructor at the University of Calgary, who compiled newspaper clippings of various experts' 2023 forecasts in a now viral Twitter thread. So, it says here, advancements in health and beauty, living longer and working smarter, gizmos, gadgets, and other innovations. Let's see, a whole bunch of cool things. So, yeah. So I do suggest people to go to the underbar of the description, give this a read. But let's read a little bit here. Several seers described a world full of healthier and more beautiful people, though only one explicitly linked those two ideas. One writer predicted the eradication of cancer as well as tuberculosis, infantile paralysis known as polio, locomotor atraxia, and leprosy. Another went with the headline, fewer doctors and present diseases unknown, all people beautiful. We also have in the gizmos gadget stuff. First, the products. One writer proposed that people will be wearing kidney cozies, which they compared to teapot cozies for one's internal organs. Another posted that, Poseidon? Okay, that's weird.
Poisted. Bro said poisted.
I can't read. I think that's a typo. That utensils and dwellings will be made largely of pulps and cements. Aviation pioneer Glenn Curtis predicted that by 2023, gasoline as a motive power will have been replaced by radio, and that the skies will be filled with myriad crafts sailing over well-defined routes. Polar airline as well. So a lot of crazy, wacky, ideas. Kidney cozies. They thought that we would be wearing cozies inside of our bodies, like wrapped around our organs to give them a little bit more warmth. That is wild. Like, if I read that, around one's internal organs.
Yeah.
What the hell were people doing back then? I want what they're smoking, bro. Actually, no, I don't.
Well,
There's probably opium.
They might have wanted.
Oh yeah, I bet it was open.
Because in the book Paris in the 20th Century, Jules Verne predicted very accurately the future.
Huh.
Well, more or less.
Huh. Well then,
They definitely didn't predict that.
I'm going to take this one here. I want Blob to read about the UFO one next, but I'm going to take this one. It's California. From AP News, real snowbird in Southern California, a snowy owl to be exact. It's I saw this article in a couple sources, and I decided to take it after a couple seeing, because it is interesting. A snowbird in California, it doesn't belong there. Snowbirds are a common sight in Southern California in wintertime, except when they're actually a bird, a snowy owl to be exact. So by snowbirds they're talking about, like, the skiing ladies and such, I think. Crowds of bird watchers have been showing up regularly in an Orange County neighborhood to gawk at a snowy owl, a species normally found around the Arctic, Canada, and several northern U.S. states. Its current home is a rooftop perch in the balmy city of Cyprus. So, maybe I should take a trip down there. I don't know.
Take a little
myself. Like, hey, Ao was here.
Hey, look, it's a place that Ao went to.
Yeah. Let's see other photos. Huh. That's pretty cool, dude. Look at that. Look at those wings, man.
Wow.
That is long.
Very long.
Huh. It doesn't look long in this photo, so what the hell is going on here? Whoa. Huh.
That one is certainly built different.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on up here. Mr. Blob.
Right. Yes, South Korea's unannounced rocket launch causes UFO scare.
Whoa.
From Seoul, South Korea, South Korea's military confirmed it test-fired a solid-fueled rocket Friday after its unannounced launch triggered brief public scare of a suspected UFO appearance or a North Korean missile launch. The Defense Ministry said in a statement that the rocket launch was part of its efforts to build a space-based surveillance capability and bolster its defense posture. It said it didn't notify the general public of the launch in advance because it involved sensitive military security issues. A twisty tendril of vapor in white to red ombre could be seen snaking behind a bright white light in parts of South Korea's sky Friday evening. South Korean social media and internet sites were abuzz with messages by citizens who say they saw a soaring object, rainbow-colored vapor trail, or other mysterious lights. Some also posted photos and videos.
And one of the photos here is this one, and that is really weird. Like, it does have a rainbow trail. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Like, and look at
Yeah.
that. Like, that's. I don't think that's lens flare. I think that's just what it looked like. Because like we've seen videos of rockets and missiles and such. They have that aura thing in their exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
It's snaking behind a bright white light. So yes.
Yeah. That would have scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, it looks like the invasion of these, what is it called? My Little ponies.
Oh god. Let's see if I can actually find a video of this. So, here we go. Oh, bro, if I saw that in the air, I would require my brown pants. Like, because like obviously I'd look into it and see like if it was planned or whatever. This was an unannounced one, but that doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't unplanned. But yeah, it is strange. Like, I don't know why they would be doing unannounced things like that. But anyway, I'm gonna take this last one here. Actually, Brados, why don't you take this last one?
Alrighty. New smoking ban starts at Miami Beach parks and beaches.
Alright.
Starting New Year's Day, you can still wear bikinis on the beaches at Miami Beach, but forget about showing any butts. Cigarette butts, that is.
Yeah.
I see what they did there. A smoking ban is being implemented Sunday after the stroke of midnight at all Miami Beach municipal parks and public beaches. Under the new measure, a person can be fined 100 and spend up to 60 or $100 and spend up to 60 days in jail for a first-time violation.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, they don't
In Miami
want you to smoke.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we don't want you getting lung cancer. Understandable. Miami Beach City Commissioner Alex Fernandez said he sponsored the measure to keep the city beaches pristine and protect sea turtles, seabirds, and other wildlife. According to the Ocean Conservancy, cigarette butts are the most commonly recovered item during coastal cleanup efforts.
I fully agree with that. Like, let's leave the last, because this article ends, like, really quickly. So, but I agree with that. A smoking ban, yeah, that fine, okay, I can see that, going into the cleanup efforts. But maybe after the first couple of years, they should reduce the fine at least. The jail time, though, that seems a little ridiculous. 60 days
that's
for
a little much. Over something that is technically still nationally legal.
Yeah. So.
Also, I hope they made an exception for people who started smoking before midnight.
Huh.
Otherwise, that'd be really evil.
Could you imagine you're on the beach and then like smoking a cigarette, and halfway through, it turns and then you get arrested? It's like, bruh, like, what the hell? Like, we're enforcing the law.
And they just bap you over the head with a nightstick.
Bonk.
Just doink.
Anyway.
National Guard is called to catch the smokers.
And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar, the description for any links you may be interested in, which includes all things Omni Coalition, all the articles we've read, and all that stuff. For your dose of different, otherwise unknown news, we stream Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 3 Mountain, 4 Central,
and 5 Eastern.
And 11 p.m. German time.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
I am the Slayer.
And I'm Protoblock.
Yes. And you, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in history, we have a history show every single day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time. Whenever you see us again, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!